Be here. So, hello out there, everybody. And thank you for joining us on another episode of No Filters After Dark. Here with your host. My name's Roxy. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. And I have several lovely ladies with me this evening. Miss D, how are you today?
I am fantastic. How's everybody doing out there?
Pretty good, pretty good. You looking great, loving the hair.
Thank you. Thank you.
Miss Nisi, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing well tonight. I'm doing excellent tonight.
Well, we thank you and appreciate you for coming out and joining us.
Thank you for
Tonight we
having
have,
me.
hey, always welcome, always welcome. It's a blessing for us to all be able to be here today. You know, we always we always get together for the negative stuff. So this is always a good opportunity for us to be able to get together and talk about some important topics that affect us all in our relationships and in our sex lives. So to get things started, we're going to open up and talk about the things that we'll be discussing today. The first thing that we'll be talking about will be anal sex and the taboos and stigmatisms around surrounding anal sex. And then we'll be moving forward into masturbation. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on. We will have Miss Carla joining us. She's handling some things so that she can get over to us. So she'll be joining us a little bit later. Um, with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. When it comes to anal sex, it's something that I used to always talk about and say that it was something that I never done. And until recently, I thought that that was true. Anal sex doesn't only involve intercourse with a penis and a vagina, or a penis and an anus. That's not the only way that you can consider anal sex. When I started reading about it, I learned that anal sex also includes toys and any other stimulation surrounding the anus. So it could be tongue, it could be finger play, it could be toys. Any of those things could also constitute anal sex. So I was surprised that it was something that I had been engaged in and partook in times.
Well, hold on. I have a question. Do those toys have to be inserted or the finger inserted for it to be considered anal sex?
Yeah, according to the
That's
way that they
penetration.
termed it, it has to be the penetration. It's the
It's the
penetration.
penetration of whatever item or toy or what have you to enter.
Okay.
Yeah. So that shocked me. I have never, still haven't. I'm on the journey for that actual penetration, that anal sex thing. Yeah.
No, my eyebrows burning.
Yeah, see, that's what I heard. I heard that it's an eyebrow burning thing.
Girl, we've been listening to Monique from Queen's Economy. From Queen's Economy.
So you haven't tried it because you're afraid to try it?
No, I'm a Scorpio. I will try anything one time, almost anything one time. I don't think that it's the being afraid for me. I think that it's more so my body anatomy that is making it hard for me to be able to engage.
We got everything fixed up and tight. Wait a minute. Ow!
I've heard that you have to relax your muscles.
Exactly. That's what Monique said in Queens of Comedy. Ooh, relax your muscles. Yeah, I'm cool. My eyebrows burning already. Just a thought, see?
Oh my God. Listen though, I'm at the point though where I'm like, I want to try stuff, right? So I'm just like, just ram it up in there. Just do it. Just go ahead and do it real quick one time for the one time. Because apparently I'm not gonna relax enough for it to just occur naturally. So we might as well just go on.
But do you think that could have the potential to be traumatizing?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. I'm traumatized by not knowing what it's going to be like. So
She said, I'm traumatized by not knowing it. Hell, let's try it anyways. Let's see what it do, Panther. Let's go.
I'm in the struggle. Yeah, I'm in the struggle. It's like I want to, but it's so tiny. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Listen, it is. It's a mental struggle as well. It's like, wait a minute, it's an exit. No entrance. It's an exit. Hold on, wait a minute. You trying to go where? What? Ooh, wait a minute. I got a headache. Wait a minute. I'm getting sick. I don't know if this will work. No.
Let me find out you just be getting sick.
Oh, I got sick.
Like, yeah, I don't even want to do it tonight. I don't feel good.
My stomach hurt. Oh, my head hurt. I had a long day.
Oh my God. I didn't think that really existed. Oh my God. Let me find out this female's really out there. Like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't feel good. My head hurts.
Now,
or get an attitude to start an argument for nothing.
Why you starting arguments?
Because I bet you ain't putting it in there. Wait a minute. What?
Oh my God.
What? Ah! Oh! No! Yeah, some of that. I'm going to argue with you just for this.
Now, see, for me, I have kind of mixed feelings about the whole anal sex thing. I can't say I'm as curious as some people have been. I do feel like you shouldn't knock anything before you try it because you never know what you may like. But for me, I guess it doesn't bother me. I have an issue with men who desire anal sex on a regular basis. And I don't know why I feel that way. I feel like, to me, when it comes to anal sex, an anus is an anus is an anus. My anus is no different from his anus, no different from a dog's anus. And I know that may sound horrendous, but that's just how I look at that. I get sexual exploration. I don't have any problem with that at all. I'm a team player when I believe in exploring myself. So it's not that I have an issue with the exploration of anal sex. I just have a hard time wrapping my mind around the guy who constantly wants anal sex, even with his wife or his girlfriend. Because there are men out there that literally want to have anal sex every time we have sexual intercourse. And for me, that's just a hard pill to swallow. Not to say there's anything wrong with the act. You do you. It's just how I feel about it personally. So I kind of have mixed feelings about it. But on the other side, I also understand, and this is going to sound crazy too, I understand why for the men who do allow their women to explore, or even men in same-sex relationships, I can understand why, and a lot of guys are probably not going to want to hear this, but why they would enjoy not necessarily penetration, but play around the anus because of where male's G-spot is. So it's kind of like a hard line between, should you enjoy it? Is it taboo? Is it disgusting? Is it sexual exploration? It's a fine line for me. I understand the intriguing aspect of it, but I just have personal feelings about it. I'm with the trying it. I'm not with the everyday we're going to have anal sex. No, we're not. And even if we do, it is the last act of the night. Nothing else is happening after that except the shower. I'm just saying.
That I definitely get. I'm not trying. We can't go do the back and forth. That's not safe or sanitary, for one. So, and when we're engaging in anal sex, we do want to make sure that we're being safe, and not just. I mean, I guess my terminology for it was pretty harsh, just allowing them to run on up in there. That was kind of harsh, but because we really do want to be. We do. We want to be safe. We wanted to make sure that it's something that's safe and enjoyable, especially because it's an act that you're engaging in with somebody that you care about. Because I'm sure you're not just letting anybody run up in there like that. So, you're right, Eric. There are a lot of women that prefer anal sex over vaginal sex. I've heard stories of a lot of women that won't even let you put it inside of their vagina because they would like to remain a virgin.
Right.
But they'll let you tag that bottom real quick. So,
Right. But you know what? I've also heard stories of women who orgasm more through anal sex. That's a concept I have not grasped. But I have heard from women who say that they actually have more orgasms through anal sex than they do vaginal penetration.
and you know what? I could believe that because they say that actually there are so many nerve endings in your anus that you don't even have to penetrate it very far in order to be able to achieve a satisfying orgasm. They say that you can generally, that's why rim jobs work, because you can literally just slightly insert and then play around the area and achieve some pleasure. They say that they like it deeper in men because of the fact that the prostate is located in that area. So I think that that's a lot of reasons why, for a man, it could possibly be a little more pleasurable having anal sex than it would be for a woman, because that's where their actual sex gland is located.
Yeah, so I understand the guy who enjoys receiving, not and it's not about them enjoying being gay. It's not about that. It's about where their G spot is located. So I can understand the scientific aspect of the enjoyment of anal sex. I just can't get over my personal issue. But hey, to each his own. I always say whatever happens between 2, 3, 5, 37 consenting adults is your business. Have fun. But definitely, I would definitely advise people not to knock it before you try it. I'll always be willing to try as long as you're in a loving relationship, you trust the person that you're with, you're willing to be open about sex. Try everything and try anything. If you don't like it, you never have to do it again.
Right.
That's that.
That's the truth. And
I say try that, but if you need to try that, there's there's a lot of anal lubricant to allow the slide and glide, anal ease to kind of numb it for you, to help you relax your muscles. So they say. So yeah, with that being said, I say go for what you know. But if you need some assistance, there is at the store, there's that anal ease and anal glides and glades and all this other different type of stuff to help you take your mind off of the pressure you might feel.
Or they could always start small. You could start with fingers. They actually have anal beads.
I was
They
about to say
have
they got
the
anal beads.
Benoit balls.
Yep.
They have toys, and they come in all sizes. So you can always try with something small if you just want to explore, but you're not ready for the penile penetration. Always try small, and if you're comfortable with that, elevate.
Right. No strong arms yet. Work small. Work your way up.
Don't just go for it. Don't just do it.
No, that might be traumatizing.
I don't think that's. I really say you got to.
I don't think anybody who's wanting to explore anal sex and is a virgin to anal sex should ever try to just ram it in their approach. I think that could potentially, not to say that somebody might not enjoy it, but I think there's more potential for that to be traumatizing than not. Yeah, I think you should.
Just a little bit.
I don't think you should ram.
Look, my eyebrows already was burning for a minute. My eyebrows like, she should be on fire.
Yeah, ram and anal sex virgins. I don't think those go together.
Unless you want to get beat down, cancel the whole night, beat down type situation.
So I think that there's a lot of people that think that anal sex is something that's really taboo, and it's something that I've heard a lot of people say that's gay. That's gay. No, you don't. You don't engage in anal sex and be a straight person. So we've posed this question to a lot of people and asked. So I'm gonna ask you, ladies, what you think when it comes to anal sex? Do you think that it's something that should be considered taboo for a man to allow his female counterpart to engage in anal play with him? Is that something that you would allow with your partner? Is it something that you would do? Would you look at your partner differently?
See, I feel like this. Just because something is not for me doesn't mean it's not for anybody else. And I say again, whatever happens between 2, 3, 5, 37 consenting adults is their business. I don't think that when it comes to sex, anybody should necessarily concern themselves with what two other adults are doing if you're not in the act. One of the issues I've always had is with men having an issue with men that were gay or that were interested in same-sex relationships. And I get it that that's not your lifestyle. I totally get that. You don't want to live that lifestyle. That's fine. But why does it bother you so much that another man is interested in another man and you're not interested in either one of them? So why does their relationship bother you? So I don't think it necessarily should be taboo. And I think there are a lot of stigmas that come with sex. And I think that's the problem. We don't talk enough about sex, and we make sex taboo. We don't talk about it with our children. Sex ed that might be taught in schools is surface versions of sex ed. There are a lot of things that come into play when you're talking about sex. It's not just the penetration, it's the mental aspects, how you change as a person once you actually start engaging in sexual activity. So I think we need to start removing some of the taboo-isms around sex. And just like the whole idea about a guy who enjoys sex with men and women. Men love to say, or even some people, that they're just gay. No, a man can be bisexual just like a woman can be bisexual. If you enjoy sex with both sexes, you can be bisexual regardless of the gender that you are. So for me, when it comes to sex, I don't think any conversation should necessarily be taboo. Not to say that you should be telling everybody about your business, but I don't think we should feel ashamed for feeling how we feel or for being attracted to what we're attracted to. I don't think anybody should be ashamed of that. I don't think I do think there's a time and a place for certain conversations. I don't think the workplace is the place for the sex conversation. However, that doesn't mean that you should be ashamed of what you're attracted to. And again, if you actually understood the male body, their G spot can be easily reached through their anus. So even if on some crazy wild night, a so-called heterosexual ended up in a situation where maybe his girlfriend slipped her finger in his butt and he realized he liked it, it doesn't make you gay. Biologically, that's the easiest way to get to a man's G spot. So for me, we need to get rid of the taboo conversation when it comes to sex, regardless of how you enjoy sex.
Yeah. So true. So true. The taboos are what stop us from being great, you guys. There's so much enjoyable things that you could be engaging in with your partner when it comes to sexual activity that we do not take part in because of the taboo. We afraid to do it. We afraid of what somebody else is going to say. We afraid of how somebody else is going to feel about it. When the point of the matter is, like you said, Ms. D, we not sleeping with these people. They don't go home with us at night. They don't pay no bills at our house. So what difference does it make what they think about what it is that we do behind closed doors when we're in our bedrooms with our mate and we trying to be pleasing to one another?
And I disagree with Eric. If you look up the definition of bisexual, what is the definition of bisexual? It does not say only women can be bisexual. Oh, yeah. Anybody can be bisexual. So if men enjoy sex with men and women, they're bisexual. That's it. You don't have to like it. But the definition of bisexual, men can be bisexual too.
Yeah, we definitely had that argument a lot.
And I understand where that comes from, being a guy, and especially in the world we live in today, where masculinity is being challenged or frowned upon almost. But still, it doesn't take away from the fact that definition-wise, bisexuality is not reduced to one gender. It's not.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Because there are bisexual males and bisexual females. Being the definition of a person who likes.
He said we. Now Eric said we are only talking. Oh man,
But hold on.
that we are not Webster Dictionary. I did read that part.
But see, I used to read the dictionary when I was a kid, so you have to understand.
Yes.
I'm speaking from that standpoint.
Yes.
So
when I got in trouble, I had to read that bad boy.
That's funny. And I used to just read it because it was words in there. And yeah, I felt like I had read so many other books.
No, that's when I got older.
Learn
But it was
something new every
punishment for
day.
me. It was punishment for me when I was younger. So yeah, I got used to it eventually, and that's why you grow your vocabulary. But yeah, honey, I hated that.
It's a learned experience. It's a learned experience. Kind of similar to the things that we learn in the bedroom with our mates. Because it's not just limited to anal sex, even though that's what we're talking about right now. A lot of things that we do in the bedroom, we have to make sure that we are being pleasing not only to ourselves, but also to our partner. So when it comes to anal sex, there are some cues that we want to make sure that we take from our partner if we decide that it's something that we want to do and engage in anal sex. We want to make sure that we do it safely, and we're not going back and forth in between two holes. Yes, no, we are not doing that double dipping thing. Make sure that we clean them properly before inserting anything into our anus. We want to make sure that it's properly cleaned and that it's supposed to be inserted into our anus. I've heard some horror stories about people that like to stick anything up in there, and yeah, no. Since we advocating for safe sex amongst our partners, I'm gonna have to veto that one. Although I heard it's fun, cucumbers and all of that, it's fun. Yeah,
That's like saying putting a hamster up there is fun. But there's a lot of people that seem to go to the hospital doing crazy.
But I don't think that's about
some extreme things.
I mean, it could be about sex, but I was always under the impression that the hamster thing was about fixing or addressing constipation. Because what they do is when they get inside of you, they burrow or whatever, and I guess they quiver, and the quiver activates your intestines, and that's what makes you go to the bathroom. That's what I always thought.
Listen, the story that I was talking about, this man was trying to have some fun, and that's what he put inside of him to have some fun.
I mean, that may be true. That may be true, but I thought it started with it was medical reasons why they were inserting the hamsters. Yeah.
I don't even want you to use that
thing for me.
And they were like inserting hamsters in people's asses. No.
Yeah, for medical reasons because it cured constipation.
There's a whole lot of stuff that cures constipation. Give me
wait a minute.
Give me some castor oil. It's gonna fix it, honey.
I'm just saying, like,
you got a whole lot of things that's gonna help that constipation.
I mean, I'm just saying.
A hamster though, like, what was the first person that came up with this? That was like, yeah, man, let's just put a hamster up there real quick, so we can, you know what I mean? Like, who thought of this?
I'm just saying. I don't know if it's I don't know if they're baby hamsters. I don't know how big the animal is, but
Now we talking about baby animal cruelty. I can't.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God. See, I learned something new every day. I appreciate you, D. You don't even understand for real. Because medicinal purposes. Okay, so it's in the same category with marijuana.
I don't think that I would have played that marijuana usage, but
Oh my God. Okay.
But back to, for me, would I look at him differently? See, I would never date a guy that, or at least I have never dated a guy that was interested in that. And I'm glad of that because I'm not either. I don't think that, it's not that I have a problem with it. I don't want to see it in my bedroom. That's just my personal take on it.
Okay.
I would not be I don't think I would necessarily be a consenting adult.
Like, nah, boy,
Yeah,
don't put this thing up in here. Don't do that.
I would prefer not. And I think a lot of that is because I'm a strong individual. And for me, I think the visual of that would make me, I don't know. I think the visual of that would have a negative or an adverse effect on me and not make me see you as strong as I used to see you, because I'm a strong individual. And that may be wrong, but I really think that for me, I don't want to see it at home, because I think that I would look at you differently.
It's good that you being honest, Miss D, though, because there's a lot of people that's out there that feel that same way.
You're right.
Me personally, no, I do not feel that way. But that's because I'm nasty. So,
but even that, but hold on, all nasty people have a hard cutoff. There are some things that you won't do.
Yeah, period. No, that two girls in a cup thing, that thing that I seen, we ain't doing that.
There are things that you won't do. So regardless of how I don't like terms like nasty, because just because you enjoy something that I don't doesn't make you nastier than me, because I can enjoy something that you feel is equally as disturbing. And I don't think it makes any one person nasty or another. You just like something that I don't necessarily like.
Oh, yeah, that's real. I mean, that makes both of y'all nasty in a different way. That's all. No worries.
She said we still won't call you nasty now.
You're nasty over here, okay? You're nasty. If you put it in there, you're nasty.
Well, we'll say this. Nasty, when it comes to the bedroom, nasty is a good thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. You want to be as nasty as you possibly can, as you can handle, for sure. On both ends.
As nasty as
your partner
can possibly handle.
Because you don't want to be too nasty, and then your partner like, whoa, wait a minute, nah, we ain't doing that. You want to be able to match your partner, match their energy.
Definitely,
for sure.
You need to be sexually suited.
Note. Yeah. And if your partner is not into that, I mean, you can't make them be into that. Don't try to force it. I've heard stories of that too.
Or you have to be understanding that if this is something that I actually had a situation where a guy that a significant other wanted to try something that I was not with. And I said, you know what? That's what prostitutes are for. So if you want to go pay somebody to do that, knock yourself right on out. I'm not doing it. But I was actually fine with that. I'm not stopping you from doing it. I just don't want to be a participator. But knock yourself out.
You know what? Everybody is not as open as that, though. They'd have been like, yeah, you going on ahead and do it. But then when you when you do it, you can't come back here. Like
it didn't involve penetration, so it didn't I wasn't, but that was like something like that. You pay people to do stuff like that. I'm not doing that for free.
She said something like that. You got to pay somebody, and it ain't gonna be me.
Yeah. So, but I didn't judge him for wanting to explore. It just wasn't my thing. You can go do it. I'm not gonna judge you for it. When you get back, I'm gonna ask you, did you enjoy yourself, and we can move on. But I just didn't want to participate in that activity. So you got to know your boundaries too. And if you're not
to know your boundaries,
right. And you also have to understand, I always tell people, and not that this makes it right, but I always tell people, whatever you don't get at home, there are a million people that'll give it to you in the street. And not to say that you have to do everything your partner asks you to or request of you. It's not to say that at all, but it's to say that when we're talking about sex, when somebody is actually caring enough to actually be honest with you about their sexual explorations or things that they want to do, things that they want to engage in, if you become judgmental of that, you're going to push them away and they're going to stop talking to you about it. And it could possibly push them into someone else that they talk to about it, which could lead to other things. So I'm not saying that makes whatever action right. If they go out and do something else because you wouldn't, I'm not saying that makes that action right, but that goes back to finding somebody that you're equally yoked with in the bedroom. And if you're not matched, if you're not equally nasty, there could be that potential. So you definitely, if you have a partner that wants to explore, you can't be shy in the bedroom and expect that you all are never going to have problems, that there's never going to be a moment where his mentality gets the best of him and his thoughts, him wanting to explore is not going to turn into more than just a small desire to explore. Did we lose you, Rox?
I think we might
That's the
have.
truth.
Yeah.
Okay,
she's
goes.
back. What was
Can you hear
we
me?
lost? We lost you for a minute, Rox.
Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. I was just saying, I was definitely in agreement with you when it comes to being evenly yoked with your partner and knowing, you know, who it is that you are in the bedroom, what it is that you like, understanding yourself and your body, and then being comfortable enough and knowing if it's not something you comfortable enough with, when to step away from it and say no. With that being said, we talked about anal play and invasiveness when it comes to touching others, but let's get a little bit intense about talking about this masturbation. That's our next topic that we have for discussion, and it's something that I know we are all familiar with, because from the time when we are all young and we are curious about what it is that we have going on with our bodies, we are touching ourselves. Whether it's
put me in that category.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be sexually.
Listen to this one. When you wash yourself up, you got to touch yourself in order to wash.
You know, it's a thing that, you know, it's a thing that we all do or have done, majority of us, if not everybody. I will say has done over the course of their lifetime. And that is to become one with yourself, touch yourself. I think it's something that's natural and something that's normal. Another one of those taboo things that we should probably discuss, because if you don't know you and you don't touch you, how can you expect for somebody else to? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Nisi, what do you think about masturbation?
Now, honestly, something that I really think, like you said, especially when it comes to a lot of females, it's like you know how like when you first get in any type of sexual relationship, you're just exploring, right? You're not really for sure how this person, that's how they're going in. They're not for sure how this person is really going to react. They're just like, oh yeah, we're just about to do this. You know what I'm saying? That's how the now millennials are. You know, we're just about to get into bed and we're gonna try this and we're gonna do it like a porno, and you're gonna put me in a triple chicken wing, and you know what I'm saying, you're gonna hold my leg right here and hold my arm like this, and we're gonna do it like this. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, you doing, what is you doing? Okay, are you really getting pleasure out of that? Are you trying to find pleasure? And it's like, well, wait a minute, do you know your own sensory sights? Do you know, like, if you get touched this way, you're going to be like running like water. Or if you get touched like this, it's going to dry up like the, desert. Or if you hit this part, it's going to, you got to know your own sensors on your own body. And I know growing up, you're in the teens and then you turn 21 and then it's like, oh yeah, because you see the other college students or you hear about what people are doing. They want to touch themselves, but then you got to find those sensors, those right sensors. You got to be able to explore your own self. And that's from your own mental, what gets you in the mood, to what takes you to the over the edge, what gets you that pass out, knockout, you know what I'm saying? You done passed out, got a sweat going on there, everything like, oh, I need water, I need a cigarette. Dang, I did me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Don't even smoke cigarettes.
Like, dang, I did me like that. Woo. You know what I'm saying? I'm people just got to know that. And there's a lot of people that know at a young age. There's a lot of 20, 30-year-olds that don't know themselves. And there's a lot of older people that haven't yet figured that out, and then be kind of mad when you be like, I know my little spots. I know my cues, boo. And they be like, well, how do you know? And it's like, I thought you got to explore yourself. Make time and make love to yourself. Take time to make love to yourself. How about that?
All right. Woo. I like that. That was a little sauce. I like take time to make love to yourself. Love to yourself. You want
Okay.
somebody else to love on you. Love on you. You love on you. Okay.
All on you. Spend time. Lock the door. Make some candles. Do you?
See,
Okay. So
I think people miss out on the fun that masturbation can be. Masturbation, one, yes, you need to explore yourselves, because you can't tell somebody how to please you if you don't know where your erogenous zones are. And maybe you find that out because somebody else has explored with you. But I think there comes a time where, I mean, it could be that you're going through a drought. It could be a lot of reasons, but I think people should explore themselves. Everybody should. But I think that there's a lot of, like you say, there's a lot of tabooism when it comes to masturbation. There are a lot of people who don't do it because of religious reasons. There are people who don't do it because they just feel like it's wrong. Or it's nasty. You shouldn't touch yourself like that. But I think it's because, again, we're not having conversations. You tell people don't do that. The first time a parent caught their child or found out that their child was masturbating, oftentimes you got that's disgusting speech. So we start developing these thought processes in our kids' head that those things are wrong, that they're nasty, that you shouldn't have these thoughts. And so a lot of people develop, I don't know if you want to, if they just block them mentally from wanting to explore. But a lot of people develop mental blockers when it comes to sex. And we get to a point when we become adults and we start having sex, and maybe it's not what we imagine, or we listen to what our friends thought sex was. And then we started having sex. We realized that, okay, well, this is not what my friend described sex as. So for that, I think it's healthy for people to explore themselves, to find out exactly what you like and touch yourself everywhere, try different things. But a lot of people miss out on how fun masturbation can be when you're with your partner. And a lot of people don't do that, whether there's actual penetration involved and the woman is masturbating, herself, rubbing her own clitoris, or maybe the guy's doing it for you. But masturbation between two partners, even if you all do it as foreplay, where both of you will be masturbating individually, but in the same room, you're watching him masturbate, he's watching you masturbate. And the vision of that, of him watching you, you watching him watching you get aroused, you watching him get aroused, can be some of the best form of foreplay, and neither one of you has even touched each other yet. Mm-hmm. So by the time you actually make the physical connection, sex is explosive. So I think a lot of people miss out on the fun that masturbation can be when you actually do it with your partner.
I agree. I totally agree. There's nothing like it. It's a visual thing. I'm a visual person, so I like that whole visual arousal thing, and the part about not even physically touching each other yet. You be so turned on by the time you actually do. Oh yeah. Plus it affords you another opportunity. You can go both ways. You could physically touch one another and masturbate each other in the same room, or you can do it separately and then come together. I like that. Yeah, you can come together. Either way, it affords you the opportunity to
come together and then come together.
Have a kumbaya moment, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Double kind.
But yeah, too many people miss out on what masturbation actually could be. For people whose spouses are away, if you're a military wife and maybe your husband's deployed, or you have a husband who travels for work and maybe they're gone for long periods of time, or you work for the Peace Corps, so you're gone for months at a time and things like that, and you don't get to see your partner, make a masturbation tape and send it to them. There are great things that you can do with masturbation. So many things, not just about finding yourself, but actually enjoying masturbation for what it is and using it for not just arousal to have an orgasm, but for a different form of actual stimulation in the bedroom.
Yes, I agree. I think A lot of I've heard people say that they don't masturbate because it's been proven that masturbation, especially when it comes to men, it creates this selfish sense of orgasm, and it causes them to um, come faster, and then not engage with you as much, because they so used to masturbating, so used to getting that quick nut. But for some men, I've heard that it actually increases their want for sex, and makes them want to have sex more, like it's just a tease before the actual show. Um, have either of you ladies had either any experiences when it came to men in your relationships that masturbated? Has it ever caused the issue in your relationship?
No, because I don't think in a relationship, I don't think you should be so accustomed to masturbating that sex is secondary in your sex life. So if he's accustomed to ejaculating quickly because he's masturbating and doing exactly what he likes for the purpose of ejaculation, then that means he's masturbating more than you all are having sex. And to me, in a relationship, that's a problem, first off. But for the men who that happens to, if they get accustomed to you're only masturbating for the purpose of releasing, I think men also need to learn how to elongate. I know it's different for a woman to make love to her body and explore her body during masturbation than it is for a man. There's not as many body parts to play with. But I think men need to elongate masturbation as well. I don't think it necessarily just needs to be about busting a nut. I don't think it just needs to be about in ejaculation. I think it needs to also be about exploration as well. And you can't explore if you're just constantly doing this. So I think that may be a problem, but I don't think in a relationship, no person, whether it be the man or the woman, should ever have to masturbate more than they're sexually engaged with their partner.
Not at all. I'm telling you, like Miss D said a long time ago, what you won't do, somebody else out there in the world will. So while you sitting there, possibly could hold a grudge, or I'm mad and I ain't giving it to you, or whatever. Don't let nobody get comfortable fondling themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Stop doing the pussy punishment, please.
Yeah, please. That's just disrespect, or just dick punishment, or just just the whole sex punishment thing. Because what you fail to realize is sex is like it's a relief. You are releasing endorphins. You are releasing all the stress. You're releasing a lot of tension. You're releasing daily or weekly or whatever have you toxins. It's all being released during that enjoyable.
And you're connecting with your partner.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Yeah, but it's also supposed to be enjoyable. Yeah, but it's also that release is supposed to be something that it makes you want to pass out. It makes you want to go to sleep, or you know what I'm saying?
Is it just me, or do you forget about those aches and pains? Like you thought your back was hurting, but you realized
it does. That's
you
what I'm
forget
saying.
all about those aches and pains.
You be too busy trying to
release all those knots. It honestly does. That's what it does. I mean, they tell you having sex or just releasing those endorphins from masturbation literally releases all the endorphins from your head, from your third eye, temporal, all the way down to your toes. That's why some people's toes be cracking and popping like, oh wait a minute, because it's just that whole release. So I mean, and on top of that, I'm just gonna tell y'all, Dr. Oz said it be adding years to your life. Dr. Oz said it add years to your life, so I'm just saying.
I'm gonna live a mighty long time.
I'm just telling you. He said. I'm just telling you what the doctor said.
I listen to the doctor, honey.
I listen to you.
I'm just saying.
But if you don't want to masturbate by yourself, masturbate with your partner. It could be a very enjoyable experience. Masturbate with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and masturbation involves many different things, just like with anal sex. You can use toys, you can use fingers. Please do not use Coke bottles or
fruits
or
the shower head. There's so many things.
Don't use nothing that's gonna give you a yeast infection, ladies, please. Gentlemen, you either be careful. I've heard some
Men
horror
can get
stories.
yeast
Guys can,
infections too.
yeah,
Men
that's a
can get
real
yeast
thing.
infections too. Period.
And
Point
they
blank.
just pass it back and forth, back and forth. So yeah, no, it's not okay. Um, make
And
sure
don't
that
even know it.
that's how STDs spread. If
And
people
don't even
knew
know it.
it, if
So
people
we
knew it,
just
then they wouldn't
saying.
do it.
Right. Let's be safe. Spit works, but there is lubricant. KY jelly.
Sure.
There is there's lubricant. There's jelly. Jelly. They use different types of lubricant. There's water based. There's oil based. There's different type of lubricant.
Warming and cooling creams.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, I like male and female creams, lubricants that work together.
Yes, work
Yeah.
together. Yes.
It's usually like two different sensations. One of them is hot and
Hot,
warming,
one of
and
them
the
cool.
other one is like, yeah. It
You
gives
get the
this
warming
whole-
and the cooling sensation.
how you in there like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was about to say, oh my god.
Hey, but Roxy, but while y'all are talking about lubricants, we have to address people actually going to novelty stores. Do you know how many people are terrified and will not walk into a novelty store, an adult store, a sex store, whatever you want to call it? And it is
That's
crazy to me.
okay.
I had a girlfriend that said she had never been. I said, okay, we're taking you to a novelty store.
Oh
And
yeah.
so she went. And she was like, oh my God, it was the craziest thing. But what was so funny was she got into this place where she was like, well, what if we see somebody you know? I said, you know what? The first time I went to a novelty store, I had that same thought in my head. What if I see somebody I know? But I quickly realized the answer to that question. You in here too.
Period. So
It would have been like, hey boo, how you doing?
you know
Keep
what you
on
right.
want? What's in your
Right.
card?
Right.
Let's see,
Because
girl,
if
let me
you're
see
worried
this.
about
What you
if
got?
you're worried about a coworker spreading gossip that you were at the novelty store, then ask them, how do you know? And that's the end of that. So, but that goes back to not being afraid to explore. We've got to get rid of what we consider taboo when it comes to sex.
Oh wait, so you can always shop on adamandeve.com online.
That's
Hold on, so why was you
And
taking
get
the
you
words
some
right
toys,
out
and
my
you can-
mouth?
And they give away free toys, so you buy
Yes.
2, you get
Do
1
they?
free. Oh
Yes.
baby, yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
on top of that, you got
Good
you got a whole bunch of different sites that you can go on. Yeah, and then on top of that, those parties. I used to do a lot of pleasure parties
Pleasure,
as well.
yep.
Pleasures for
You
you
know
parties.
what?
So,
Do people still do those?
Oh
honey,
yeah.
I still do them.
I haven't heard of a pleasure party in 15 years.
Because you
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
ask for one when you was in town, boo. I would have did one. We would have did the whole shindig.
Oh yeah.
We did it, had the little food and little everything and had the ice and the toys and all that. I got the whole shebang, girl. I used to be a toy consultant.
Pleasure parties actually used to be fun, but you have to be
Yup,
open.
pure
You have
romance
to be-
too.
Right.
I like pure romance. Anytime you utilizing toys or anything sexual, I think you have to be a little open-minded when it comes
Yeah.
to stuff like that.
You got the
especially-
candy coated.
candy coated. I'm like candy coated. Hold on. What? Wait a minute.
The toy?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Candy's toy line.
Oh, Candy from you talking about Candy Burris. Oh,
Yeah. The candy
what
Yeah,
line.
it's
she has a
called,
toy
candy
line.
coated. Okay.
Yeah, she has a toy line.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them.
Oh my
I
God,
haven't
girl!
seen
When she first came out,
Check
when they
it out.
first came
She
out
has
on the
a toy
show,
line.
yeah, when they first came out, it was her first season or maybe her second season. Yeah, she even has the vibrator, suction, clitoris
She has
suction.
everything.
That even music wise, she came out with everything. Yeah, I was even going to be one of her consultants as well because Candy had it going on, but I just never finished.
You know, I heard that she had that you could program to music, so it moves.
Yeah,
to
you
the
can program
beat
it
of
to
the
music. You sure can. You can have it to any song.
What? That's
It
too much
plays
toy.
vibrations. It plays vibrations. I ain't never made it to a whole song, but I'm just saying. But you
I'm not.
I ain't made it to those zones. I'm just saying. My
We
bad.
talking 4-5 minutes, Niecy. 4-5 minutes. She like, no, I'm done in 2.
2.5.
It's okay.
2 minutes 35. Look, 2 minutes
Hey, when you
35
know
seconds.
That's
yourself,
fine.
when you know yourself, you just know yourself.
What? I ain't gonna take time. Hurry up. You know, kids be knocking at the door anyway. Ma, I gotta get in the shower. Ma, I gotta go to the bathroom. Ma, what you
Period.
doing? You're like, I did.
Period.
Shut up. I'm already looking it up. I know that's right.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
Hey, that's a good man right there.
Ooh.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
He got
But,
it.
they got it.
Yeah,
Yup,
he said,
and remember y'all got the they got
I went
underwears
to
and
toys
stuff.
to
You know,
you.
Now you know what? Now I actually think that people should explore with the vibrating panties. I think that couples should do that out. You should wear the vibrating panties. Your husband should have the remote with significant other, whatever that situation is, and you all should have a night out on the town. I'm
Baby.
just saying, everybody should explore with the vibrating.
Finish her.
Vibrating
No,
panties is
listen.
amazing. Them vibrating panties are amazing. Yes, they are. Yes, they definitely take a whole new meaning to date night. Okay, for sure.
But you know what? It brings spontaneity back.
Yeah.
And I think all relationships need spontaneity. So the vibrating panties is one of the most spontaneous sex toys out there,
I can
because
agree.
you never know when you're going to be in mid conversation and surprise.
Be stuck like wait.
I almost fell off the counter. Okay, like, hey,
up.
wait, hold on. Oh my God, I'm trying to talk to the man. Like, oh my God. They looking
Wait
at
a
me
minute.
strange. I couldn't even get the words out. Like, you know what? I just give me a key, sir. Just fuck it. I don't even want nothing. I'm about to go. I just can't even talk.
She said,
Now we're not going to bring Christmas into this. I guess he said jingle bells, so.
Well,
those are so fun.
They are definitely fun for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is something that's very spontaneous and can add a lot of excitement. And by the time you get back home, you are hot and ready to go.
Should be.
But again, that goes back to exploring more, having fun, enjoying your partner, actually enjoying them mentally, physically, allowing them to stimulate you in more ways than just in the bedroom. Take sex outside of the bedroom without taking sex outside of the bedroom.
For sure. Because it
That's
allows you.
Play for that ass.
Yes, and we talked about foreplay last week. You know, that's what the thing that keeps it hot in your relationship. So I think masturbation is another one of those tools that allows you to be able to engage in sexual activity, whether it's solo play or couples play, even if it's used as foreplay. For solo play, like as you said earlier, Miss D, when you take that video, you make the video, and you in there and you playing with yourself and having a good time, and it's feeling really good, and then you excited and aroused, and then you send that video, boop, to your partner.
But while we're talking videos, if somebody is open enough to send you a video of them, or you all explore to the point that you record yourselves engaging in a sex act, be adult. If the relationship happens to end, stop blasting people, stop leaking tapes.
Yeah.
Please stop.
Don't be rude. That's why. No, that's the reason why some
happens-
people don't have that to do. You know what I'm saying?
what
Don't want to do it no
happens in the
more. Like, oh
bedroom-
no.
Because what happens in the bedroom between 1, 2, 5, 37 adults stays right there.
You and these numbers, girl.
I'm just saying, because I
know she go from with her numbers be like 1, 2, 5, 37. Well, damn, you couldn't say
because
12,
I don't knock anybody.
15,
I don't knock
26.
anybody for what they do, So as long as they're all consenting adults, I could care less. That is your business.
54
But it needs
people.
to stay your business. So stop leaking tapes. If someone trusts you enough to actually allow you to have video footage of them, stop leaking tapes.
Yeah, that's so rude. So rude. That's why nobody trying to give your ass nothing no more now.
The only way that you're allowed to leak tapes, okay, is if
We lost you, right?
Is
the
where?
only way
Is
you're
it
allowed to
what?
leak those tapes out is if you have consent. If you have
I think
consent.
that
I know a
depends
lot of
on
people
the
that
state that you're in.
they
I think
will
that depends on the
leak the
state that
tapes
you're
just
in,
to get
though.
famous.
Oh, like Ray J and Kim Kardashian.
Girl, they did that on
No.
purpose, both of them.
Yeah, that none of that was
They
leaked.
both
That
intended
was
to leak that
I want to
tape.
be famous. Make me famous. That
That's what
wasn't
I'm
Right.
no
saying.
that
That's what
was
I'm
no
saying.
leakage. Oh, that's what you're saying. That's what she okay. Okay, I got you now. It kept breaking up. I couldn't hear you. So yeah, that makes sense.
It's the only way that it's allowed is if you consented to it. You don't want to just be out here leaking your information. That's all. That's it. That's all.
But we definitely need to explore more ourselves and our partners. Dedicate a night to masturbation. You all do not penetrate each other. You just dedicate a night. You can with toys, but nothing else. Just dedicate a night to masturbation. You'd be surprised at what it does to your relationship.
It helps you connect in a whole nother way.
Definitely.
It definitely does. For sure. And
I agree.
Yeah, I do. Well, ladies, we're getting ready to have to wrap it up here. Our time is getting ready to come to an end. Do we have any last words that you ladies want to say when it comes to anal sex? Anything that's taboo when it comes to anal sex or masturbation?
Nisi?
Well, I'm gonna say like you said it. Since we wrapping up, hey, if you using the back door, it might be a little bit easier wrapping it up and sliding through. It might make it a little easier, if you wrap it up. Like I said, if you're gonna try it, you might want to use some ease, relax your muscles, like Monique said, and get ready. I guess to each his own. And have fun though. Make sure you guys are consenting, like Miss D said, consenting adults ready to enjoy each other's body and company. I remember sex is also a mind thing as well, so just be mindful of each other.
For sure. So for me, I feel like when you are engaging in any type of sexual activity, you want to make sure that you remember the connection. Remember that each person that you reach out and touch in that way, you're building a connection with. So be mindful of who it is that you out there touching on. Make sure that when you're having anal sex or when you're masturbating, that you're doing it in a safe way, not using anything that's going to harm you or cause you to get some sort of an infection. And also be open-minded when it comes to sex in general, because it's something that you're supposed to explore. It's supposed, if it feels uncomfortable, it's probably supposed to. You have to get used to it. You have to build up to the things and learn what it is that you like in order to be able to enjoy it. So
I agree, but back to enjoy. Both of you mentioned the word enjoy. Enjoy your partner. Enjoy yourself. Actually converse about sex. Open up the conversation. If you don't know how, they have great games now that allow you to open up the conversation about sex. They're word games, but they allow you to actually explore that. So if you don't know how to break open the ice with the sex conversation, they do have ways to go about that. But I think everybody should explore when it comes to sex, not just with yourself, but definitely with your partner. Explore your partner's body, and definitely allow your partner to explore your body. And again, don't knock it till you try it. You never know what you may actually enjoy. And you might actually surprise yourself with what you enjoy when you allow yourself to just enjoy sex for what it is, enjoy the exchange that you're having with your partner, enjoying the bond that you're creating with your significant other, and actually just allow you to let yourself let your hair down.
Ooh, lay your head down. Oh, my bad.
Yes, let that hair down. Take the panties off.
We're not having a moment on the show, Anissa.
I know, my bad.
So,
Let your head down.
yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah. So, thank you guys for joining us for another episode. Next week we'll switch it up a little bit and bring some spice to the conversation and talk about relationships and trust when it comes to sex in your relationship, because it's something that you have to have in order to, all the way around, trust in order to be able to even have a sexual relationship with your partner. So we'll be talking a little bit about trust and how that fits into your relationship and your sex life. So join us on another episode of No Filter After Dark. We'll be here every Thursday at 10 p.m. And thank you guys for coming out, and you guys have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.